I met Emma Watson and she did not spit in my face. I want to say about a couple years ago, I worked in this really luxury, high-end hotel. It's very exclusive. Celebrities would come in all the time and we weren't able to say anything. We couldn't say anything to our friends, we couldn't say anything to our family, we couldn't post on social media. So basically we just had to keep it to ourselves. Not something that you want to keep to yourself. You want to tell everybody. But I couldn't tell anybody. Well, I told like my best friend and then I told her not to tell anybody, so nobody knows. But I worked in a spa and I was managing at this spa, this very high-end spa in this really nice fancy hotel in a city. Emma had came in a couple different times and I'd always kind of just like missed interacting with her. Like I've glanced and seen her before. In this one situation I was supposed to massage her or was going to massage her, but then found out she had a female gender preference, which is fine, go ladies, empowerment, I love it. So therefore instead I just basically served her tea instead, and that was it. You know, celebrities, they don't really do too much planning for themselves. They have people that do all that stuff for them. So her person spoke to our person who did PR and planned for her to come into our spa and receive treatments after hours because she's Emma Watson. So obviously, why wouldn't she want to come in after hours? Although she is a super duper duper rich, gorgeous, beautiful, you know, woman who is young and she's got everything. Let's just say she's got everything. But she's always really, really cool, really, really amazing. Like one of the things is that she would sit in the front seat with her driver. I mean, I don't even sit in the front seat with my Uber driver. So, I mean, for her to be like the super rich and famous and be like, yeah, let me just sit with the driver so we can chat. Like, I don't want to sit in the back. I'm just a regular old person. And there was another instance where she wanted to change into her robe for her treatment, but we had this like en-suite concept. So there was no shared spaces. There was no locker rooms. It's kind of weird, but also very private. And so I told her like, you know, let me just make sure that your suite is ready so we can get you in, so you can get changed. And she's like, oh, I can change where everybody else changes. And we're like, oh, no, Emma, everyone else changes here in their own private suites. But that is so sweet that you would change with the common folk. But no, your private suite it is. And so that was that. And she went to a private suite, she got changed. So this occurrence, let's focus. This time, she wanted to do the same thing, but after hours because she had a really busy day or something, and she wanted to have her services begin for the last hour of the spa and then go into doing a manicure and pedicure afterwards. Her agent set it up with our PR person, and then they told me last. So at this point, there was no director because I got her fired because she was terrible and didn't deserve to be there. And so therefore, I was the one that was overseeing everything. So everyone kind of told me last. And because everyone told me last, I assumed that everything else was planned like with the therapist in advance. Like they already knew and they were just kind of telling me at the end, like, hey, by the way, this is what's happening, just so you're aware, just so you know what's going on in your spa that you're managing. So that's what I thought. So I was like, okay, cool. Because I actually just came out of a treatment. I'm also a massage therapist. So I came out of the treatment and was told this after the fact, like I thought it was done. And so as I'm leaving, I'm actually moving. This is basically my second to last day at this job. So I was like thinking everything's set, everything's good. I was really focused on where I was moving next, and I wasn't really thinking if everything was kind of planned out, because I feel like if they needed help with something, they would have just asked me. But they didn't, and that's how it goes sometimes. And so basically I'm thinking about other different things. She's been here multiple times before, like I get it, she's in and out, she's really easy, nice, easy to manage, take care of. And as I'm leaving for the day and wrapping things up, I just thought, you know, it'll be fun if I just make sure everything is settled, right? Because that's what you do when you kind of manage. You never know. Maybe for some reason they might have only half did their job and expected you to do everything without telling you. And that's what happened. So basically, I check with the therapist. I'm like, okay, so great. I'm happy to see that you're confirmed. You're going to come after hours to do her manicure and her pedicure and her massage. Like, you know, let me know if you need anything because I'm leaving now. And I'm going to be gone for the rest of the day because I'm setting up where I'm going. And they're like, what? What do you mean? Confirmed for who? Who's that? I'm confused. Clearly at this point in the game, it's a few hours before she's set to come in, everything would be confirmed, right? as in they already had everything set up and they were just telling me kind of after the fact, because this is my second to last day and they told me what was going to happen, not what needed to happen. So no one knew anything. So I was like, great, okay, perfect. And so I kind of called everybody and I confirmed with the massage therapist. She's like, great, that's fine, I can stay later. And then I called the nail tech, who was supposed to be the one that's the closest time to do it. She would only have to stay like an extra 2 hours later than her shift. It usually doesn't take that much time for the mani-pedi. She's like super quick. She doesn't like to do the full services, which is great. She's always on the go. I love it. In and out, easy to please. She's so great. And yeah, she's like, I'm not doing that. And I was like, what do you mean you're not doing it? It's Emma Watson. And she's like, who? I was like, why are you still doing that? You know who Emma Watson is. Emma Watson, everyone knows who that is. So, like, oh, well, everyone knows Harry Potter. She's a girl from Harry Potter. And she goes, oh, that girl, you should have said so. No, I can't stay for it. Okay. Okay. So she had her in the past, and I guess she wasn't that impressed. As a therapist, what do you need to be impressed with? You know? Like, she's not here to perform for you. Like, you're doing your job. She's paying for a service. So I don't know what did you want her to do for you other than that. And so I text the other nail tech we had, because we only had one other one at that time. It was a really small spot. And she said, oh, I would if I would have known more in advance, but I've been here since 8 in the morning and it's now 6 p.m. So she's like, I can't stay, like, or even come back and work another couple more hours because, like, I've got plans and I've been here all morning. And I thank you for your time. But what does that mean for Emma? So it meant that time was ticking and I need to go back to work because I have to be the one to tell Emma that it's not confirmed. Even though everyone's already confirmed it with her. Her agent confirmed it with our PR person who knows nothing about spa because she just confirmed it right away because she's like, oh, for Emma, anything. But doesn't always work that way. And I had no way of contacting Emma directly because this was all between our agent, our PR person, and their agent. And our PR person left for the day, so wasn't checking emails. So I couldn't even get the agent's contact information from our PR person. So I was like, great, lovely, no way to contact Emma and let her know ahead of time. So that means I have to go back to the spa. I have to be there when she checks in for appointments that she thinks is already confirmed and tell her that she's not confirmed for them and we apologize, but we're terrible people. I know, this is all first world problems, but at the same time, like, you know, she was promised a service that she's not going to get because people don't know how to do their shit. Whatever, it's fine. Priorities. And I'm like, tomorrow's my last day anyway. So I'm there because I'm like, at the end of the day, I'm still the supervisor. There was nobody underneath me that could really assist with that. It was really just such a small spot. And I'd seen her like here and there. You know, we do this shoe ceremony, so I exchanged her shoes and gave her slippers, and she was nice about it. So, I mean, she knows like quality, so she got it. So I get, and and I made the tea, and she asked for a refill. And I thought I was terrible at making tea. And I was like, here's this English lady coming and asking for tea. I'm gonna do a terrible job because I'm the only one here that can't get the tea down, and she's gonna spit it in my face. But she didn't. She drank it and she asked for a refill. But then I was gonna tell her bad news, so that's when I was pretty sure she spit it in my face. So she comes in, I'm standing at the front. I've got my front desk person with me as well, because I shouldn't be there. Once again, last day is the next day. I'm off, but I'm here just to say the bad news. And she comes in, you can see, because we've got glass, like a glass entrance. So she gets off the elevator, see her walking in, you know, and I was just like, perfect, wonderful, welcome. So happy to confirm you as you booked with us a massage followed by a manicure and pedicure. And she goes, yes, absolutely. And she goes and sits down on the couch for us to serve her tea. And at that moment, I didn't know how to tell her, oh, I wasn't finished. But I wasn't finished. And so therefore, I'm like, well, I'm just going to have to walk over to her and let her know I wasn't finished, you know? I did, and I was like, yes, so you confirmed those appointments. Unfortunately. And you know, I mean, nobody likes to hear those words, unfortunately. It's just not something people want to hear. You know, they want to hear, fortunately, you know, without the un in front of it. They want to hear, luckily. They want to hear, you know, other positive words that aren't negative. But there was nothing I could do. So I said, unfortunately, we weren't able to confirm the nail appointments on our side, as our nail techs were unavailable to stay after hours to perform those services. Please, let us make it up to you. We can't give you nail services, so we can't make it up in that way. But, you know, our therapist is willing to extend the massage, and she can stay a little bit longer, so that way you're still kind of getting around the same duration of time you expected to be here in the spa. But at the same time, I'm like, nails. Like, I don't know, you might have a really big event in the morning, you need your nails done. So also, you're going to spit in my face because I can't give you what you need. I don't know your life. I don't know it. I didn't even know how to call you. So I really don't know what you have planned. And you might have needed your nails done. And here I am, like, putting you in a situation where now you're going to show up to an event with no good nails. And she's going to be thinking about me the whole time because I'm the face. I'm the face of the person that has to tell her no. And she goes, oh, you know what? No, that's fine. That's fine. I was like, what? That's what? That's finne. What do you say? Fine? Oh my. Oh. Oh. Okay. Oh, great. Yes, it's fine. Thank you. Thank you for understanding. You're so sweet. It's just like, you're so down to earth, and you're so about everything positive and everything great. Like, what magazine was she reading while she was waiting? It was a special edition of some magazine that was like celebrating women in power. And I'm like, yes, of course you would, because you're about that life all day, every day. It's not a facade. It's not like you pretend to be something that you're not. Like, you are all about living, breathing for empowerment and equality. Even in your free time, in your spare time, you're hanging out at the spa here. You know, it's just me and you. There's nobody else here to rat you out. Like, you can read whatever you want to read. But of course, that's a magazine you're going to read. And I'm like, of course, because you're just so much better than me or anybody else on this world. And you deserve everything positive coming to you. And so I wish I could say the story ended there and everything was positive and everything was great. And, you know, I left that next morning on my last day like, whew, dodged that bullet. But let's go back to the colleague who was standing next to me. So it is a code at our hotel that you treat celebrities like regular people. You call them by their alias. You know, you don't give them any special treatment. Treat everybody like VIPs. So you're not supposed to allude to the fact that you know them. It hurts sometimes because you want to be like, oh, I love you in this. I wanted so bad to tell her because this was right before Beauty and the Beast came out. I wanted so bad to tell her. As soon as I found out about the casting, I was like, perfect choice. You are it. You are Belle. You were born to play Belle. Belle, Belle, Belle. I love you so much. You're everything to me. I love you. But I didn't. I pretended like I didn't know her at all. She had this ridiculous alias, which she couldn't even remember, but I did because it was so funny. But it was Bubbles Delicious. So, I mean, you call everyone by their last name in this industry, so I called her Miss Delicious, and that was pretty cool. Yeah. She even confirmed, she's like, hey, I think they have me under Miss Delicious. I'm like, yes. Yes, we do. You are great. You are 5 stars. I love you. And I say, perfect. So, you know, this associate will go ahead and check you in. Her name was Christina. Christina is next to me, and she goes, oh wow, you're so pretty. This gives us a reason to watch Harry Potter now. This gives us a reason to watch Harry Potter now. Miss Delicious, who is just like every other guest who is not famous and not, you know, is she a billionaire now? She probably is. So why would this person who's not a celebrity, not a real, famous person, give us a reason to watch something she's not a part of because she's just a regular person? Because that's the rules. And we don't break the rules. We don't break character. Why would she give us a reason to watch all of a sudden? It's unrelated. This is Miss Bubbles Delicious. So, I cringed. And I jokingly laughed it off with her because she was in positive spirits. At this point, she's still nice. She's still friendly. She's giggles back because she's polite. She's well-mannered. Oh, she's so great. And so she goes back, she sits down, she does her thing, she's filling out her consultation form for the services. I start to walk away. Christina goes right back up to her and she goes, "Can I have a photo with you?" Photo. Now, why would you want a photo with a regular person? Why would you want to all of a sudden watch a random movie that has nothing to do with this person? None of it doesn't seem connected. This isn't Miss Bubbles Delicious, obviously. Why do you want to watch Harry Potter all of a sudden? Why do you want to take a photo with her? Because that's our training. Because it's our characters. And they pay a lot of money to not be reminded as who they are because they get that enough from everybody else. And that's why they pay the big bucks to come to us to have something called discretion. So I cringe, and Emma laughs because she's so sweet and she's so down to earth and she gets it. And she goes, "I'm sorry I can't take a photo, but I can sign whatever you'd like." And she goes, "Aw, you can't take a photo?" I was so shocked as to what I was seeing that I let out an audible gasp and said, "Christina!" I broke character because I was so upset with how we as professionals were behaving. We confirm treatments that aren't confirmed with a therapist. Okay. We're acting as if she is who she is and not like we were trained to do, which is be professional, pretend like she's a regular guest and just give her her time and her space. We're acting as if we're fans. We're 5-star, Forbes rated spa and hotel. And the only one in the area at the time. We lost it. Not specifically because of that. I left, so it's fine. It was my second to last day. And Emma just starts cracking up, because I've now also have thrown off the fact that I pretend like I don't know who she is, right? And I have been doing so well as a professional. Me and Emma are the same age, and I'm being respectful, I'm being a professional, I'm pretending like I don't know who she is. And obviously I would because we're in the same age category and I'm a human being. But I'm acting like I don't know who she is, I'm acting very professional. And I go, "Christina, to the back. Just go to the back. Go to the back. Just take her off the floor. Go to the back." And Emma's just cracking up. And I'm like, I am so sorry about her. She knows better. We all do. I'm so sorry that we are just falling short this evening. I promise you we will make it up. And she's like, "Oh, it's fine. She's really, really sweet. Don't worry about it. She's fine. She's fine. Don't worry about it." And I'm like, "You're so sweet. I love you. Thank you." Because I take my job very, very seriously. I go to the back and I tell her, I say, "Under no circumstance are you to speak to her for the rest of the night. I was going to leave and let you do your job. Now I can't trust you. So I'm going to stay here the whole rest of the night. Why not make it a 14-hour workday? I'm going to stay the rest of the night. Who cares if I've been here since 7 a.m. I'm going to stay until she finishes her services because I don't want you to go out there with her. I don't trust you." And so she's putting her head down. She's like, "Well, when Lady Gaga was here, she took a picture with us." Okay. For one, I wasn't there for that because I would not have allowed that. And second and third and fourth of all, I don't care. That's That shouldn't have happened. Shame, shame, shame on that manager, because that wasn't in the spa. I go back to the front desk. Emma's still there. She's reading. She's reading. Guys, how great is she? She's reading. She's Belle. She is Belle. She's Belle. So she's reading. She's reading. And I'm just still like, you know, standing there like waiting for the time to come where she's supposed to be picked up. So, you know, I'm just like pretending to do busy work, and this is how I work. So I'm doing that. And Christina comes back up to the front, and she comes to me and she starts whispering to me. She's like, can I please, please, please ask for a photo? Can I please ask for a photo? And I'm like, didn't I just tell this woman, for one, that she can't speak to her, and two, that she can't get a photo, and that she can't. And Emma just told her she's not doing a photo. And so I go, Christina, you know, thinking that although she's only a couple feet away from us, she's in her book. You know, we're quiet. I don't know how loud I am. So just go, Christina, no. And then Emma, as she's reading her book a couple feet away, just starts cracking up laughing. And I'm just like, I am so sorry. Like, I'm pretty sure this is gonna be the last time she ever comes back to this spa. Like, at this point, it is what it is. All I can do is apologize, and I'm just apologizing, and she's so sweet. She's like, it's fine, it's really fine. And I'm like, here's your therapist. Bye. So I'm like waiting for her afterwards. I think this is actually when I put the gift together, because things have gone so wrong and not professional that I put it together a gift. And I mean, for a massage, I mean, you have to realize for our massage at this place, I mean, it was probably around $240, you know? So, I mean, you're paying a lot of money to have a certain level of service, and we're just falling short completely, just all night, just amateur hour. First time anyone's ever worked here, it seems like. And I make her the little gift. And I'm there at the end, and she comes out, and she's like wearing her robe to go back up to her room. So she looks relaxed, and I was like, oh, thank God. I was like, you know, was it good? Did the make up for everything? But she's like browsing, and I was like, oh my gosh, okay, Emma, you browse, you know? So obviously it wasn't terrible. If it was terrible, you would come straight out and speak to me immediately, be like, that was a terrible massage, like, you guys are all scum, and then spit in my face. I mean, she's had 2 opportunities early in the day to spit in my face, so why wait till now? But maybe that was just the one thing she was waiting for it to happen to just really just like upset her. And she comes out, she's shopping, she's browsing, so I go over and I just go, may I make a suggestion? Like, would you like a suggestion? She's like, yeah, I'm just kind of deciding between these couple things. Like, what would you buy? And I was like, oh my gosh, I would buy this. Not only would I buy it, I bought it. And it was like a shower mister spray. It's like you can turn your shower into basically like your own like steam room. You don't, but like it adds eucalyptus and like whatever the other aromas are, so it makes you feel like, oh, I'm kind of in a steam room. Turn the heat up on the shower, spray this, and all the aroma lifts up, and it reminds you of being in a eucalyptus steam room. But my favorite one was the one with lemongrass in it. It was like lemongrass and eucalyptus. And so I go, this one, if I'm gonna pick one for you, I would say this. That way you can take the spa wherever you go, blah, blah, blah. Like, you know, just talking with her, because we're best friends now. You know, and she goes, you know what? I'm going to take your advice. And I was like, yes, of course you are, because we're now best friends. Because we went through so much together, so much in such a short amount of time. And you're so cool, and I'm kind of cool. So we're basically best friends. We should exchange phone numbers. We should hang out every time you're here. Like, let's hang out everywhere. Also, do you need a new assistant? I could be your new assistant, because your new assistant confirms things with the wrong people. And this is the problem. I mean, if we're gonna find someone to blame, let's blame it at the source. It's your assistant's fault, or it's our PR person's fault. I feel like the assistant should have just called the spa immediately. But I also feel like the PR person should have. So either way, it wasn't my fault. It wasn't Emma's fault. But there's people in between that it was their fault. And if me and Emma just worked together, I figured like if we just worked together, it would have worked out well. But it didn't, because other people were involved. So now we're best friends. She bought my favorite item. And now I feel like every time she uses in her shower and I use in my shower, we're connected. That was the last time I saw Emma Watson a couple of years ago. So, I mean, the thing is, I imagine a world in the future where we meet up again and she remembers me and she's like, oh my gosh. And I'm like, oh my gosh. There's no way she's gonna remember my name, and that's fine. I don't need her to. I just need her to remember me in some way. She meets so many people. But I'll always remember her, and it's always special to me. And if she sees this video, she's probably like, I have no idea who that person is because I meet so many people. But I hope she remembers like at least a little bit of it. Like at least the shower. I mean, she's got the spray. So I mean, if she looks at her paw, she's like, oh, you gave me that spray. Yeah, I remember. It was a weird night. You're weird. Your staff's weird. I hope she doesn't think that. If you liked what you saw, make sure to like, subscribe, follow, do all those things that you need to do. I think you might want to see what else I've got to share with you. Okay? Because there's more celebrities and there's more experiences. All of my stories are true because I'm not imaginative. And that's my fault. Like, I'm the least creative person like you'll ever meet. And like, you can't make it up. You know, it's not like Lady Gaga memories. I think she said something like she like distorts memories and makes it more artistic. I can't do that. I can only tell you the truth because I'm not artistic at all. I really suck at art. Like the last time I drew something, my family all took turns like laughing at it and sharing it to each other, like how funny it was. And it wasn't meant to be funny, you know?